Morning everyone, my name is Tebogo Mateding and today we'll be discussing troubleshooting internet connectivity in Linux. This will be a step-by-step approach to diagnosing and fixing network issues. Network issues could range from things such as DHCP servers going down to ISP internet going down to misconfigured IP addresses and things like unplugged routers. To narrow down the issues that could be causing this, we'll be only discussing DNS issues. The first main topic we'll be going over today is how the internet works, checking network configurations and connectivity, network services and DNS testing, fixing DNS and restoring connectivity. Okay. The first main topic we'll be going over today is how the internet works. So the best way to describe it is how I've written it down for you here. So think of your computer as a house and the internet as a city full of other houses. The IP address is like your street number and it lets others find you online. You have two main type of IP addresses, which are your public and your private address, but I will discuss that on another date. Without your computer, you can't send or receive any data. The gateway is like your front gate, the path out of your house to the rest of the city. The gateway is usually associated with things such as your router. Uh, and then another thing that we do have to check internet is your loopback address. Your loopback address is like talking to yourself, computer checking if its network is working inside. So you would usually use this if you are confident that your router is not giving you issues or your ISP is not going down. So you check if your NIC, which is your network interface card, is working the way it should be. Another way to check if you have internet access is to ping an external IP address like 8.8.8.8. For those who do know, that is the IP address for google.com, and it would be like visiting another neighborhood confirming you can reach the wider internet. The second main topic here is just highlighting the key network addresses, which is your loopback address, gateway address, and external ping. Just going over it again so that if you didn't catch it the first time, you can pause and have a look at each here. The third main topic we'll be discussing is services and DNS testing. In this presentation, I'll be putting you into the feet of IT technician. So let's say as an IT technician, you get a call or a ticket of them explaining that they can't reach the internet for business related reasons, and that they need to be online as soon as possible. So the first thing I would check in these type of situations is the IP configurations, IP address configurations, which has things such as your subnet address, your IP address, and your DNS address. So the fastest way to do this in Linux is to using a shortcut to open up the terminal, which would be Control Alt T, which would open up faster than having to open up the search bar and having to type terminal and things of the sort. So what you would type in the situation is IPA. IPA would give you all of this information about your IP address configurations, which are things, as I stated before, your IP address, your subnet address, subnet mask address, and your DNS server address. If you do not find any immediate issues with it, the next step would be going into your network manager. Network manager is basically what your Linux uses to manage your network, your wired and wireless network, it gives it the automatic um, interface basically. So you would just have to type sudo systemctl status network manager. And if you don't see any immediate issues in this, the next step would be going into nslookup. nslookup is basically a phone book of the internet. It queries the internet on things such as website addresses and more information on them. So in this case, we had to nslookup google.com. I understand I said google.com was 8.8.8.8.8, but this is another IP address associated with google.com. So once pinging it and we cannot reach the Google, um, we cannot ping it, so then we have to move on to the next step, which would be resolving it. So fixing DNS and restoring connectivity. In my case, I will be going into Netplan and changing the .yaml config file to fix my DNS issue. So to do this, you would have to cd into the root folder, and from there go to etc netplan and sudo nano into that file, which would be your 01-network-manager-or.yaml. That will be the file that we'll be going into. As we can see in this .yaml file, we have addresses, which is your subnet address, and then we have via, which is your via. If you can see it there, that would be your root, your gateway address, and then addresses. The second one under name servers, that would be your DNS servers. In this scenario, I have changed them just to pose the issue, so to help show you that if these files were changed, what kind of issues would arise. So that's the reason why the Google search did not work. So what we can do here is to change it to an DNS that it could resolve. So in my case, I did my 8.8.8.8, which is your Google, and your 1.1.1.1, which is Cloudflare. And I changed also the render to NetworkManager. That was also a big issue that was causing issues, but I will discuss that at another date. So once you've done that, the next step is to hit sudo netplan apply. This basically applies the changes that you made to the system. So as you know, Linux is a file-based system. So anything that you do change could have major effects on the way that your system operates. And if you make misconfigurations or put things that are not supposed to be there, you could literally crash your whole system down basically. So once you hit that, that should apply the changes that we want, and then we can hit systemctl restart the network manager. This just restarts the network manager, refreshes it. This also allows it to check the changes that we made, so that we can confirm that everything is back and up. The second thing to do, third thing to do now, is to check the status. So as we said before, there was no immediate issue with the network manager besides the other things that we saw, but those were not main issues that could be causing the problem. So once you've done that, you would ask the end user to now check if they have internet connection, and as we can see, we are back online. So that was just a quick demonstration of how to handle DNS issues. Obviously, there's other ways of doing this, but the way that it allowed me to do it was because I messed it up and then I fixed it. I'll show you a way of how you could fix it if you were facing the same issues. But yeah, thank you for listening to me. If you would want to reach out to me, just check me up on my Outlook, and if you want more videos like this, just check my website at mtech.co.za. Thank you.